Hey, beautiful beings. Welcome back to the Faith and Frequency Book Club. In week 2, we've stepped deeper into the work of inner freedom. Ruiz invites us to look at how we react, how we interpret, and how we let the words of others settle in our spirit. These chapters speak to the places where we get wounded simply because we forget who we are and who we belong to. We continue reading with a reminder that our faith holds us steady and our frequency reflects what we choose to believe. Chapter 3: The Second Agreement. Don't take anything personally. The author explains that we each live inside our own inner movie. We create the scenes, we direct the story, we assign roles to the people around us. No two movies look the same because no two people carry the same agreements or history. Understanding this helps us step out of personalizing the actions of others. Their choices speak about their wounds, their beliefs, or the dream they are living in, not ours. Ruiz says that it is a gift when someone who cannot love you well decides to leave your life. That message may sting, but it is healing truth. Sometimes God clears out what we would have held on to. Sometimes freedom begins as a heartbreak that later becomes clarity. Not taking things personally shifts the responsibility back where it belongs. We are responsible for our choices, not the choices of anyone else. When we trust ourselves to make wise decisions, we no longer chase the approval we once depended on. We can let people be who they are without carrying their actions inside our spirit. This agreement protects your peace. It shields your frequency. It frees you from unnecessary suffering. Chapter 4: The Third Agreement. Don't make assumptions. This chapter meets us right where human nature struggles. We fill in the blanks. We create meaning. We connect dots that were never meant to be connected. Assumptions come from fear, insecurity, or unspoken expectations. They grow in silence. They lead to confusion and conflict, and most of the time, none of it was real. The author reminds us that courage is required for clarity. Asking questions, speaking up, and naming your needs creates clean communication. You honor yourself when you refuse to live inside imagined stories. We also make assumptions about ourselves, which is why inner peace feels like a fight some days. We assume we cannot, we assume we are not enough, we assume the worst before we even ask God what is true. This chapter invites us to pause and seek understanding instead. When we stop assuming and choose clarity, our words become more impeccable, our relationships become healthier, and our spirit becomes lighter. It is one of the fastest ways to shift your frequency and realign with God's voice. This is where the magic of transformation begins. When you communicate clearly, when you ask for what you need, when you live from honest intention, you become a vessel of grace. Spirit can move through you freely. For a moment of faith, place your hand over your heart and say, God, help me release stories that were never mine. Help me trust what you reveal, not what I imagine. Invite God into the spaces where you have been carrying misunderstandings or misread intentions. Let the truth settle where worry once lived. For a moment of frequency tuning, take one breath in and one breath out. Think of one situation where you assumed something without asking. Now imagine replacing that assumption with clarity, calm questions, or honest communication. Feel the relief in your body. That relief is your frequency rising. You are choosing alignment over confusion. When you shift your thoughts, you shift your frequency. When you shift your frequency, you shift your life. Stay in tune, stay aligned, keep showing up inside out, and most of all, keep reading with faith and frequency.